I have been noticing a trend, and it is that coaches, especially, love programs, courses, certifications, all the shiny objects, everything that's out there. Maybe you can relate to this. Do you have FOMO that you need to grab this offer while it's there? Maybe there's a time sensitive bonus or a price increase. Maybe you think that a certification will help you get more clients. Maybe you want to be in a group program or you hire a coach, or there's this low price point offer that is, it'll be so good. It'll help you with this one point. Or how about all the memberships that are out there? Oh, it's not that expensive. I'll just jump in that membership to get what I need. Or then again, there's also the free downloads, all these little freebies that are out there that we want. So we have all of these resources, all of these programs and courses and certifications that we've purchased, but now what? How do we get them done? How do we organize them on our computer? How do we keep everything straight? That is our topic today, and I can't wait to give you these 5 tips that are going to help you organize and execute on all the courses and programs you've purchased. Are you ready to work less, feel more organized and productive, streamline repetitive tasks, and implement systems that allow your coaching business to run smoothly even without you? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Organized Coach Podcast, your go-to source for practical tips and solutions. I'm your host, Tracy Hoth, professional organizer, certified life coach, simplifying expert, and most of all, down-to-earth fellow coach just like you. No matter if you think you're missing the organizing gene, have ADHD, or just love anything organizing, I'm here to help you become an organized coach with a business that works for you. Pull up a seat and let's get started. Whenever I come to the microphone, I think, okay, what am I going to share about my life? Like, I love when podcast hosts talk and share a little bit in the beginning about their life. And I sat here and I was like, okay, what can I share? And the only thing I looked over, my cat is sleeping on the chair and he's been sneezing for the past couple days. So I thought that's not very interesting to anyone. Nobody's going to care. But I think he's on the mend. I think he's getting better. But I do want to share with you one other thing. I have ended some things for the year of 2024. I had still been going to past clients' houses one-on-one and helping them with organization. And I've finally decided, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And what this gives me is some time to open up for one-on-one coaching spots. So if you are interested in having a coach to help you organize, systemize, prioritize, implement, execute, make plans, and you want to speak with me about that, you can sign up for a consult at simplysquaredaway.com/appointments. Okay, now into the episode. Could you relate to that when I was mentioning all the shiny objects, all the things that we think we need? Especially when they're a lower price point, it's easier to say yes. And especially when they have a price increase, this is the last chance to get it. This is time sensitive and you will get this extra bonus. This certification will help you get more clients and all the other things. You've probably used some of those methods to sell your own programs, but that keeps us looking for stuff and being interested and feeling like you're missing out if you don't grab it in this moment and feeling like this is the next step to help you get success. So what I've noticed with my clients is that they have a lot of courses and programs and certifications that they've purchased. So I thought, I bet that's not unusual. I bet we all have things. And that's not just the things you pay for. Think of all the free downloads that you get. People offer freebies and you're like, yeah, I need that. And then we download it. We probably don't look at it again. And what do we do with it? It just clogs up our computer. It also, just like physical things would, it also makes us think about it. Like, oh, I have all these things I need to do. Oh, this, I never did anything with that. Oh, I've spent so much money on that. And it keeps our mind occupied on other things besides our clients and besides marketing effectively and efficiently to get clients and to fill our programs. So today I want to talk about and share with you some tips that will help you organize and execute on the courses, programs, certifications that you've purchased. Okay, number 1, store all of this in your education folder. If you go back to episode 1, it's about organizing your digital files. And I have 5 initial files that I think most coaches need. They are operations, marketing, my content, your own content, education, and then clients. So most things in your coaching business are going to fit into those 5 categories. And the education category is where everything would go. I like that title. You can, of course, name it something else if it fits better in your mind. But the education folder is where all of these things would fit. They are giving you the education that you need. It's someone else's content that you're using. So when you go into your education folder, I learned from Kim Job a long time ago that an option is to sort that into free and paid. So you can sort anything that you download, any program, any certification, into first free or into paid. Once you do that, then you go into those folders, free and paid, and you organize those. And you can sub-organize them and sort them into folders that make sense to you. Here's some options. If you have a coach, you would make a folder for your coach's name. If you were in a program or a mastermind, that would have its own folder. If you're getting a certification, that certification would have a folder. You also could do it by topic. So if you are getting education on, let's say, Pinterest, using Pinterest in your marketing, you could store any courses, anything that you have with Pinterest in that folder. Now, this is stuff that other people have made for you. This is not your Pinterest things that would go in my content or in marketing. This is things that you're learning from. So you would sort your paid folder into your coach's name, program name, certification, or by topic. So just take a moment to imagine that everything on your computer that is education-based is now all in your education folder. Every single thing. If you store things on Google Drive, it's the same structure in Google Drive. So everything on your drive is now in the education folder. You maybe sorted it by free and paid, and everything's organized. Now you can find it when you need it. So if you're thinking, oh, where would my coach's form that she had me fill out or that I downloaded from her, where would that be? You automatically know, oh, of course, it's in education in a folder called my coach's name. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Store all of these things in your education folder. Tip number 2. For each program that you're in, for each certification that you have, download things, make subfolders within that. So for example, my Organized Coach Academy, if you joined Organized Coach Academy, what I would recommend is that you make a folder in education and you might name it OCA. I like to use the initials. And then within that, you would have module 1, organize your mind. And anything related to that would go into that folder. Then you'd have module 2, organize your computer. And everything related to organizing your computer would go in that folder. So you kind of structure it like the program that you're in. If it's certification, maybe they have, like I did the email certification, there were 12 modules in the email certification. So I had 12 folders in that certification folder. Okay, so tip 1 is store all of it in your education folder. Tip 2, for each program, create subfolders within that. Tip 3, here's one of my favorite things I'm using right now to organize the programs that I'm in, is to make a folder on your Bookmarks bar. For example, I took Stephanie Gass's Podcast Pro University, and then I joined her Podcast to Profit. It's been such a good program. So on my Bookmarks bar, I have a folder just for her. And within that folder, I've linked the website to log into the portal. I've linked the worksheets that we do. They're usually on a Google Sheet. So for example, we had to do some client research. We had to interview people. We had to look up keywords, and all of that is stored in a Google Sheet. And just trying to find the Google Sheet might be overwhelming to you because you're like, where is it? Now you could easily click into your education folder, into your paid folder, into your Stephanie Gass folder, into your module 3 folder. You could easily do that, but you also can put a folder on your bookmarks bar with the program initials. And then within that, make those worksheets that you have to access a lot easy to get to by linking them there. I have to submit questions by a certain day and time, and I don't want to have to go look for that submission link. So I link the submission and I keep the link in my bookmarks bar folder for that program. If I have a Google Sheet that I want to get to, I go back to that market research Google Sheet a lot because it has keywords that I want to use in my podcast titles. And I don't want to have to search around on my computer to find that. So I open it up and I click the little save on your bookmarks bar, and then I save it into that programs folder. So I hope that makes sense. So within that folder, I'll have the submission form. I'll have the market research form. I will have the course planning form. So I easily can get it. And when I'm on a call or getting coaching, I can find those items really quickly and access them without having to search all over my computer. Okay, that is something that is new that I'm using, and I'm absolutely loving it. I feel so organized when I'm trying to find things for the program that I'm in, when I'm executing within the program and within the course. Okay, so store all of it in your education folder. For a program, download it into subfolders that match the program you're in. Keep a folder on your bookmarks bar with key links to the things that you access often. And then step 4 is to prioritize. So you have all these things now organized. You can find everything when you need it, but how do you get it done? How do you execute on these programs? How do you keep working on them and keep them in an orderly fashion? Now you have everything in those folders. I would get a sheet of paper out or open a document and write down all the things that you have that you want to do, that you want to complete, that you want to learn from. And then we're going to do a couple things. So have them all written down in a list. I want you to write the price that you paid as well as you can remember. Don't spend a lot of time looking for it, but write the price that you paid next to it. And then write if there's a deadline. So maybe you're in a program and you have 6 months access, write that 6-month deadline. Maybe you have lifetime access, write lifetime access. So you'll have the price and the deadline. And then I want you to ask yourself a couple questions and rate each one after the cost and the deadline. One of the questions I like to ask when I'm prioritizing is what is going to have the biggest impact on the bottom line. So if I think about a program I'm in, how much impact will it have on the bottom line, making money, getting more clients? Now, this could be the interaction that you have with others. So let's say you're in a membership, and by you prioritizing this membership, this program, you interact with others, you build relationships. So it might be more of a thing like that where you're networking and you're getting your name out there. It might be that it saves you time, that you then can have time to market your business or do other things, get more clients, have more time to interact. It might be a skill that you need in order to feel confident or sell better. So what is the impact of this program? As you're ranking each one, give it a ranking of 1 to 5 on the impact that it will have on your bottom line. That's the first ranking. The second ranking will be which will grow you to the CEO or the coach that you need to be or want to be. Which of these will help increase your skill level to be the CEO or coach that you want to be. And then the third question is, which would make you the happiest to complete? Which, just in the level of joy, I don't know if it's because it's the easiest, it's because you paid the most for it, it's because whatever reason, rank it 1 to 5 for that. So you're going to have the cost after each one, you're going to have the deadline after each one, and then you're going to have 3 rankings. What has the biggest impact on your bottom line? Which will grow you to the CEO or coach you want to be? And what would make you the happiest to complete? So now you're going to use those numbers to make decisions and prioritize. Does that make sense? I want you to put a 1, 2, 3, 4 and list them in order that you will now prioritize. Now that you have priority order, there's a few things that you can do. You can put a number in front of that file folder to keep the priority list in order. So all your folders then in education paid would be in order of priority. And you do that by putting a number in front of the file name, and then it will keep in line by the number instead of alphabetically by the file name. The other thing I want you to do now that you have that is to keep maybe the top 3 or 4 in your vision. And that may be putting it on the Plan Your Year calendar. And that was the episode at the beginning of the year. It may be putting it on your monitor, putting it on your goal sheet. It will definitely be putting it into your plans in tasks for each week and each month. And then I want you to put deadlines on each of those that you chose and then get accountability. That accountability could be a coach. It could be to reach out to someone in the group, in the course that you're in, and just see if they want to be accountable with you. It may be with a coach friend that you have. So that was kind of a big one. Tip 4, prioritize. So once you have that priority in order that you're going to complete each program or course or certification, then you're going to have that incorporated into your tasks, into your to-do list, and into your calendar. Okay, and tip number 5. Wait, I always have to review. So tip number 1 is to store all of it in your education folder. Tip number 2 is to make subfolders designed like the program you're in. Step 3 is to make a folder on your bookmarks bar and keep links to the essential things that you get to often within that program in the folder on your bookmarks bar. Step 4 is to prioritize. And then step 5 is to stop buying programs and stuff. Just like the physical stuff, and I mentioned this in the beginning, it can make you feel awful. You think about all the money you spent, all the stuff you have to do. Much of it is consumption. Like taking time to consume all the information of the things that you've purchased is going to take a lot of time. And unless you're someone like Neil Williams who implements with each thing that she consumes, it just amazes me how good she is at it. You're going to be spending a lot of time consuming instead of making changes in your business, getting more clients, putting it into practice. And when I think about how do you stop buying programs and stuff, because it's such a temptation, I think about the model, and the action line is to not buy. So what do we have to be thinking and feeling in order to not buy all these amazing things that are flashed in front of us? What do we need to think and feel? And so I was thinking, okay, what do I need to feel in order to not buy? First, content. I need to feel content with what I have. The other feeling I thought of was focused. If I'm really focused, I'm not easily distracted. I'm not as easily tempted to go a different route. So I need to make sure I'm focused and make sure I'm content. So I was like, okay, what do I have to be thinking in order to feel content and focused? One that I love is I have everything I need. I really do. I have everything I need. I have enough courses. I have the coaching in place. I have things that I need. And right now, I need to execute. Another thought is I know exactly what I'm focusing on for the next 6 months. Using the Plan Your Year calendar, you will have in place what you're focusing on for the next 6 months. And also by prioritizing in step 4, you are going to know what you're focused on. So you can see that, have it visual, have that calendar out where you really remember and know what you're focusing on. Consistency. Another thought similar is, this is my focus. I look over at the calendar, I see, oh, this is my focus this month. Not to buy another program, not to download another free thing or inexpensive thing, not to join another membership. It is, this is my focus. And then I will feel focused, feel content, feel determined, and my action would be not to buy it. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully, so step 1, if you're going to take action, is to make an education folder if you haven't organized your digital files, and start sliding everything, every coach, program, certification, free download into that folder. And then once in there, you can separate by free and paid. And then you can move on to step 2 and step 3 and 4. Oh my gosh, so good. If you want help with this, I love helping people with this. I love getting this big, messy picture of their business, of how they're feeling, and then working together with coaches to be able to help them organize all of it, to create a plan. No, we're not focusing on that. This is our focus. What do we have to do in order to do that? How do we get it on our calendar? What else needs to be streamlined? How can we make it as easy as possible? So if that's you, go sign up for a consult with me at simplysquaredaway.com/appointments, and I will talk to you next week. Wait, if you're finding this podcast useful, you must check out the Organized Coach Academy. It's my course where I walk you through every step to get your business organized, to get yourself organized, to save money and time, to prepare to hire someone, to do all the things that you want to do in your business with ease. Check that out at simplysquaredaway.com/OCA. Also, I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but I would love it. It's my way of knowing that you're enjoying the podcast if you leave a written review. I have lots of freebies for you. They're linked in the show notes. You can find them in my bio on Instagram at Tracy Hoth. And until next week, have a beautiful day.